Well, that was a lot of technical difficulties. Hey, everybody, Adam from Team Swish here with Greg, also of Team Swish. How are you, Greg?
I am of Team Swish.
You are of Team Swish, and we finally made it here. We boomered our way through all of this technology. My God, what a mess. So, Greg got a hold of me after our last stream the other day and said, why don't we play some Doomsday? And I said, ooh, Doomsday? Yes, I want to look bad on camera, so we're going to play some Doomsday. This is the exact 75 that Greg is currently running himself. So we're kind of putting it to testing his concept, if you will. So, as you would expect, brainstorms, ponders, 3 personal tutor, 2 preordained, 4 dark ritual, 2 dress, 2 thoughtseize, 4 days, 2 an ideas unbound, 1 oracle, 1 edge of autumn, 4 doomsday, 4 force of will, 4 street wraith. Sideboard, so there is a Pact of Negation and a Lion's Eye Diamond and 3 Lotus Petals in here, as well as some lands. Pact of Negation, 4 Force of Negation, 2 Dress, a Massacre, 3 Pyroblasts, Emrakul Aeon's Torn, Shellbach Isle, Cavern of Souls, and Consign to Oblivion are the cards in our sideboard. So, this is the deck list we'll be playing tonight. You can also find it in the Stream Decker extension by hitting !deck at any point in time, and it will show you exactly what we're doing tonight. So, with all that said, Greg, do you have any comments before we get this underway?
Mostly stolen deck, right? I hate Wasteland for losing to Wasteland, so basic lands. It is not common to be doing that. Also, seems to be a lot of Grixis or blue, black, or Sultai, but I think Grixis is the leader, mostly for the red stuff out of the board. Let's see what else. I only have 1 Edge of Autumn, so that's why only 1 Edge of Autumn. A lot of lists are running 2 now because of life concerns after building a pile. Sometimes a street race will just not be an option.
Sure.
So I don't have it. I do have the 4th personal tutor, but a lot of them are just brain force, or I'm sorry, force of will fodder.
Sure.
So you only really need to see 1, if any, ever. I've seen a dude, Kai or whatever his name is, play a league where he never cast a fucking spell.
Nice.
I also like a lot of discard because I would rather fight counter wars preemptively through discard rather than on the stack. That's just my preference. So that's why I have a lot of counter, or not counters, but discard, and then more decide.
Fair. So we'll kind of talk about some of the choices and my personal feelings and whatever after we finish this league. I will say, Greg, you say you only own 1 Edge of Autumn. Boy, do I have a gift for you then.
You got one?
So that is a foil Time Spiral Remastered Edge of Autumn. I opened that in my box a while back. That now has your name on it, good sir.
Yeah, I accept.
All right. So, without any further ado, let's get the show on the road. Let's cast some Doomsdays. So, hopefully, we don't run into the mirror tonight, because I have literally no idea how that's supposed to work.
I watched a game. 2 or it must have been. It must have been game 3. The guy went to go Doomsday, and he had literally no other option but to force a will pitch Thassa's Oracle.
That sounds right.
So he built a Doomsday pile with Street Race in it, and then cast them all and beat the shit out of them with
Nice. Ooh, there's our first opponent. All right. We'd love to play it first.
There is a slight echo. I agree.
Yeah. This is... Yikes. Well, we can't keep that. That doesn't have any lands. And Lotus Petal is
There
good,
is-
but not that
Is
good.
there any way to move the Swish Gaming logo off of the cards?
That better?
Yes. Yeah, I need land.
Alright. Yikes.
I still think it's good. Brainstorm will fix it with these fetch lands.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to bury one of this.
Are we on the play or the draw?
We're on the play.
That's good.
I'm going to bury this Delta.
Hopefully they don't Mega Brain fucking force our Brainstorm on turn 1.
I don't plan on casting the Brainstorm on turn 1.
Yeah, not this turn, next turn.
Play this Delta and pass.
Yeah, Brainstorm just needs to find a blue card and a dark ritual, and we are off to the races.
What? What? Can you not do that?
You Brainstorm or do you...
Oh, yikes.
Ouch.
Yikes.
Oh, man.
This one. Oh, gross.
Alright, so, whatever. So we don't cast Dark Ritual, and we just went on turn 3 instead.
Yeah, that's kind of the game plan. So I put the Dark Ritual underneath this Delta. I'm going to fetch with this Delta. Because I think...
Still would like to draw a blue card for...
Yikes. I'm pretty sure this is... Oh, whoa, we can totally beat that. That's fine. I was terrified that was a Thought Knots here for a minute.
That would have sucked.
Dangerous business. I'm going to grab the Swamp here. Draw a card. Well, I guess you're Force of Will Fodder is what you are.
Yep, that's like... now we can protect our Doomsday in case this is a Thought Not Seer coming up.
Well, I'm just going to cast this Doomsday.
Oh, of course, yes. That was turn 3.
All for black, Doomsday. So...
I think we just... Let's see, we're going to go down to... We're going to lose 9. Down to
8. Take 4 off this Endless one.
So we can only use one Street Wraith. No more. You can only have one Street Wraith in the pile.
So, Edge of Autumn. Street Wraith.
Because we're going to have so much mana, I think you can...
Ideas Unbound?
We got Ideas Unbound. We've got the Volcanic just in case they wasteland the Underground Sea. So Ideas Unbound is just going to draw...
So Edge of Autumn, Ideas Unbound, Street Wraith.
Yeah, Nasa's Oracle. Get an LED in there and we're good.
I mean, LED or we just grab Petal?
Yeah, Petal's probably fine too.
All right.
Unless they wasteland. If they wasteland us off blue, we would be 1 blue short.
Well,
so
we have the Volcanic Island, and we'll grab...
Yeah, but we need...
Oh,
But we need 2 blue for Ideas. So I would just grab the LED and play around the wasteland.
I mean, that's fair.
Or just get 2 Petals. Do we have room for 2 Petals in there?
I think this is probably fine. Draw 3 cards. Actually, we can just nix this Street Wraith and grab a Petal.
Yeah.
Cut Lion's Eye Diamond, grab 2 Petals. That's what we're doing. So, Edge of Autumn into Ideas Unbound, Petal, Oracle.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know how to stack this. I've never played it on Moto.
Petal, Ideas, Edge. JP, what do you mean barf? We're having a grand old time here. Our opponent put an Endless one into play and we're...
Maybe we could have also considered playing around them, just drawing another Chalice of the Void and playing it.
That's what Force of Will Preordainer for.
There you go. Yep. So we did it. We accidentally played around it. Oh, we never played around Smasher either. Oh, outside of Force of Will preordained.
So that's okay. We're at 1. Land.
Oh, good call on getting rid of the Street Wraith then, because that would have been dead.
Ideas Unbound. Pedal. Pedal. Blue. Blue. Oracle. A. Okay. So. What do we?
I don't. Do we want anything?
I mean, these duresses look pretty bad.
You could put the consignment in to bounce Chalice or to bounce.
We'll cut these duresses. We'll take consign Oblivion. And
actually, you know what?
Take a force I kind of want all these Force of Negations.
Yeah. You want the Force of Negations because Chalice of the Void we cannot stop. We don't have anything to stop that. So maybe screw the consign. We don't care about that as much.
I mean, that still just bounces it, right? And they're on the play.
It does, yeah.
So
I think you want all the forces. In all the deck techs I've seen, it's all 4 forces to fight Chalice.
We can shave a daze for that.
On the draw weekend, yes, probably. Or a personal tutor, but. Actually, we don't need the
pact.
Need the pact of negation.
Yeah, I just figured it out. Yeah, JP barfing at Chalice is reasonable. I barf at Chalice of the Void on a pretty regular basis. What?
This is terrible.
Yikes. Mulligan?
This is amazing.
It's pretty good. I'm going to put this second Doomsday on the bottom.
Well, I mean, do ya?
Yeah.
What if they thought not us?
I don't care.
I guess it doesn't matter because we're gonna Doomsday turn 1. Who cares?
And we found another one anyway, Greg. It doesn't even matter. How do we do this?
So we're not winning. We got to pass. So we have. What are we playing around? Them having a wasteland. So do you just want to go get a?
So if we just have to pass here, do we just let them do the thing? I don't think that it hurts us at all to just let them do their thing. We can just pass. If we're gonna make a pass the turn pile anyway. Sure.
We could get into a position that is. I mean, the best one to pick here is Dark Ritual, right?
Sure. And so they take Dark Ritual, and so we wait to cast our Doomsday on 3. So, and part of this problem is that we don't have second edge. I kind of want us having second edge.
Mm-hmm.
So we took a Dark Ritual, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
What do we draw here? Days, okay.
I think now we just kind of go for it because we can Force of Will / Daze.
I don't have third mana source.
Oh, they took it. I mean, we could Street Wraith into it, I guess, because it's basically just cycle for 1 life at this point, pre-Doomsday.
Sure.
Oh, that could be bad. Oh, it's...
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. I thought it was a...
uncounterable thought knot. Yeah, uncounterable thought knots here. They're going to take probably the Street Wraith. Wait a minute here.
I mean, we're on a 2-turn clock. We have to cast Doomsday. Actually, we can't.
Yep. Yeah. Yikes.
I think we should have just gone for it on turn 1. But
probably. Looking at it again, I think we were just supposed to go on turn 1. Do I want any of this now? Probably not. I don't think any of these other things are good. We did see that. We did see,
maybe having the. Oh no, we kept the 4th days.
on the die roll. Yes. Sure. This is fine.
I guess lead.
So what I did think about after the fact is that we did see that they are Eldrazi post. So with them being Eldrazi post, I don't think I want any of this garbage. Nice, okay. So with them being Eldrazi post, the odds that they have Wasteland are pretty low. So we could have taken Shelldock for Emrakul.
That's more to fight endurance in Delver more than it is this.
Huh. Brainstorm.
Not a big fan of having all these basic lands right now, Greg.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. Swamp, Daze. Yikes.
We could just
I'm gonna
go get it.
Personal tutor, yeah.
I mean, we want to have it in our hand this early, though.
I mean, like, we have a Ponder, we have Daze, like, if we need it. It's also not going to our hand, right? Personal tutor puts on top.
Yeah.
So, I'm not super scared. We need to find, like, a Dark Ritual or a land or something, but I think all of that's super doable. Endless one on 4. So we can...
Jesus.
Yeah, I would say we daze that.
Yeah.
Because then it means their Mimic still sucks.
Yeah.
I'm really tempted, too, to cycle this Street Wraith now to try to find Dark Ritual.
It doesn't, yeah.
Because we know that the top card is Doomsday, so if we draw that now, then we can try to ritual it out. Okay, well, that didn't work. Cast this, ponder this. Well, there's the 3rd mana source. So I think I want this. Not gonna shuffle. Okay. Okay. Because then we're gonna draw into the fetch land. Then we have fetch land pedal C. And that all casts the Doomsday.
With Daze and Force Pitchforce backup.
Correct.
So we really only have to fade a Wasteland. Uh-oh. So we really only have to fade a Wasteland.
I mean, I think that's still pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Glimmer Post, sure.
We know the one card that we... And we don't even... What is going on? What's up with the... Yeah.
Endless one on 4 with a Glimmer Post to play around the days. Sure. Endless one on 4 with a Glimmer Post to play around the days. Sure. I'm going to take 4. Alright.
At 12, we Doomsday down to 6.
Gross.
And we pass. I don't think this wins.
No, we just die. Because we don't have a way to draw a card.
I don't think this wins.
No, we just die. Oh, well, alright then. Because we don't have a way to draw a card. That's a spectacular start. Oh, well, alright then. So, yeah, because we didn't have a way to draw a card.
Yeah, we probably lost it in game 2 and we should have just turned 1 them.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the kind of the big mistake, was not just...
Got a little scared of all the stuff that he could have had instead of making him have it. Got a little scared of all the stuff that he could have had.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you kind of gotta build your piles to play around a certain amount of stuff. And I think that you have to kind of plan your turns out to play a certain around a certain amount of stuff. But I don't know. Yeah,
We needed one of those fetch lands though to cast Doomsday.
Yeah, correct. So we needed another mana source to cast the Doomsday, and that was something I thought about. Was like, do we just shuffle this? But I thought that the chances, yeah, Dark Ritual. I mean, which is the thing that I was cycling the Street Wraith for. So maybe the real situation there was don't cycle Street Wraith, just take my natural draws instead, because then Street Wraith gets us into.
Did we have the Ponder yet though, or?
We did have the Ponder, but the so I guess what I'm saying is I think that instead of
even with the Street Wraith though, it wouldn't have got us into a pile that we could then start drawing more piles.
I feel like this is a keep, right?
I think so. You've got yeah,
like this feels way too good.
Ritual. You've got 2 4s or 2 counters. You've got
Savannah.
Yeah, 2 4s or 2 counters.
Okay. Sure, that's fine. Alright.
Yeah, I would daze that.
Underground Sea, you say?
No.
That feels pretty good.
I would daze that.
Yeah, we couldn't daze that one, Greg, because as it turns out, our opponent was on the play.
Went first?
Correct.
If only they made a counter spell that you could play without going first. If only they made.
I mean, it turns out I literally don't care about this Knight of the Reliquary. Not even a little bit.
Outside of them going and getting wastelands.
I mean, I think there's a good chance we just kill them before that matters. Look at our hand. I'm gonna brainstorm right now. We're gonna look for Dark Ritual. I have double Street Wraith. I'm gonna brainstorm right now. We're gonna look for Dark Ritual. I have double Street Wraith. That's Personal Tutor, Preordain. I'm gonna put back Personal Tutor, Preordain. What? I'm gonna put back Days. I guess 1 Street Wraith at this point. This is gonna fetch Island and cast Preordain. This is gonna fetch Island and cast. Both of these seem very bad. Both of these seem very bad. Street Wraith, yeah. Welcome to the party, buddy. Because like all we're really looking for right now is like enough black mana to do the thing.
Yeah, this basic. The basic lands are killing me right now.
I don't think that's actually unreasonable. Like, can I let this resolve?
No, it's not unreasonable, but staring down, needing to cast Doomsday pretty fucking quick here. No, it's not unreasonable, but staring down.
I think this is okay. So they're gonna wasteland us.
I hate that wasteland.
It's probably fine. We have another mana source. Okay. That Force of Will sucks. Alright. So what if we grab the swamp, cycle the Street Wraith. That's not what I wanted at all. Nice, cool. That was another Doomsday was like the absolute last thing I was looking for.
Yeah, no kidding.
Would have taken Cantrip, would have taken Dark Ritual, like
yeah, no
we had some. Wow. Like, I don't think that gets to resolve. I don't think there's a world in which we ever possibly win if that resolves. And I already think that our odds of winning are, like, pretty small. Alright, 3. Brainstorm. There's the Dark Ritual. This away, put Tutor away. Now this Street Wraith is dead, though.
Well, so are we. We take 5 next turn. It's.
Well, hold on. I gotta figure this out. How do we...
So take 5 next turn. It's.
What's the line? The line is Doomsday.
Doomsday's going to put us at 1.
Yeah, Doomsday's going to put us at 1. We literally can't use the Street Wraith.
Put us at 1.
Yep. Crap.
1 turn too late on the Dark Ritual.
Yep, 1 turn too late. Alright.
1 turn too late on the Dark.
What are we supposed to have here, right? Like, Consign, I guess?
Is this a deck that would play Chalice?
I'm less worried about Chalice and more worried about things like Collector Oof.
Is this a deck that would play Chalice?
I'm less worried about Chalice and more worried about
And Massacre?
Maybe? Probably, I guess.
Get rid of the 2 Duresses and put in the Massacre and Consign?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if anything else here is even worth that. But I don't think it is. Yeah.
Well, actually, they probably play Endurance in this green deck, so I would put in the other Pact and Negation.
So I'm not super worried. They probably play some number of Endurance, but like, what are we cutting for this Pact? Is it better than a Thoughtseize, or I don't think that it necessarily is.
Is it better than Force Will?
I don't think so. This looks great. I just want to Thoughtseize them on 1.
Mm-hmm. Get that Dryad Arbor out of their hand.
Well, get whatever it might be. Thoughtseize. Target you. Mother Runes. There's an actual factual Endurance. That just goes away.
What else is in there? I can't see it.
So it's Mother of Runes, Savannah, Green Sun Zenith, Plains, Forest, Green Sun Zenith, Endurance.
I almost wonder if the Green Sun was better because it could be anything. It could even be an Endurance.
I mean, but that requires them getting to enough mana, which I can stop by.
It could be a bolt.
Right? So, like, they just don't currently have the mana to do basically anything. That's pretty good. They just don't currently have them. So this is where they play, like, another Green Sun Zenith. Gross! Can you not? This is where they play, like, another Brainstorm? Can you not? Gross. Put back... What?
I mean,
Petal
you're gonna get
Massacre.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're gonna draw it. We're Brainstorm locked.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're gonna draw it. We're Brainstorm locked.
This mom just is not a thing that matters though, which is great. So this mom can yeah, this mom just doesn't matter.
No.
So A6 won't go. So they still have.
What's our next draw? Petal?
Yeah.
Do you want to
destroy target artifact or enchantment?
Wanna?
Does that matter even a little bit? No, I don't think it does.
No, we can just play out our petals when we go off.
Yeah, like it's a 2/2, but I don't think 2/2 matters.
No. What the hell is that?
It's from the new set. 2 mana, 2/2, pay 1, sacrifice.
Not that. Oh, it's the day?
Yeah,
it's
the day night.
Okay.
Yep.
I was wondering what the token was on your side.
So we're just gonna let this be. Alright.
I do like aggressively street wraithing into more cards, but it makes me nervous.
I think with the lack of pressure, I think I'd rather just have the street wraith to get into our pile.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's just like we need to draw a land.
We do. You are 100% correct. So gross. Do I just let that be?
Yeah, it sucks, but I mean,
Like
they're not
the
a
card we're
super deck
looking for,
drawing into.
like the card we're
They're
really
not
looking
drawing
for right
into
now is
interaction.
Dark
I
Ritual.
don't
Well, okay. Misty Rainforest.
That
Cast
that
is
allows us to Dark Rich or to Doomsday next turn and Massacre if we need to.
that just
Unless
allows
they-
us to Doomsday this turn.
Oh yeah, because we had the pedal.
All right.
That puts us at 6. They can attack for 4 down to 2.
So
So
we
are we
want-
still dead with a Street Wraith?
I think we might be able to win this turn. Lion's Eye.
I don't think so.
Edge of Autumn. We go to 6, right?
You can Wraith into Edge of Autumn into. You gotta. We need mana to cast. What's her lips?
This Lion's Eye Diamond.
Yeah, but we need to be able to draw multiple cards to play Lion's Eye Diamond and to draw a card into Thassa. So we need ideas.
So we need to pass for 1 turn.
Yes.
And
so that's why I'm afraid the Street Wraith is dead.
Well, so we can still massacre them, right? We can still
We can
massacre
still
them.
massacre.
This is on the table. 1, 2, 3. What else do we want?
Which will save us 1 life. So Doomsday is going to put us at 6. Next turn they attack us for 3.
No, massacre is going to save us 3 life.
No, because it's -2/-2, isn't it? And that thing's a 3/3 now.
Yeah, but it's also going to kill the mom.
Yeah, it's going to kill the mom, which is just a.
And it's going to put the other thing to a 1/1.
It's a sorcery though.
Oh, sure. You're right. What am I thinking?
But still, that 1 life I think is all we need to cast a Street Wraith next turn.
So we. Yeah, 4.
This puts us at 6. We pass the turn. Oh no, we massacre. They attack us to 3. Our turn comes up
Edge of Autumn,
and
Thassa's Oracle, Lotus, Lion's Eye Diamond.
we untap.
Brainstorm? Is that part of our pile? That feels like it's part of our pile.
They get basically a draw step to just draw 3 cards, so they basically have Ancestral Visions on their side right now because they know they're dead next turn, so why not just pick up everything?
So I think our 5th card doesn't matter.
Unless they play a removal card.
Well, we have Force, right?
Yeah.
So I think I want this order: Edge of Autumn, Brainstorm, Oracle, Diamond, Daze. Why did you... Okay. Why does that matter? 3, put 2 back, Edge, draws us... Nope, that can't work like that. You keep...
We need another mana source also. We need another blue card.
I'm trying to figure out how to get it to...
Oh, we've got the diamond, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to... It refuses to give me the cards in the order I want them. I guess
I
bottom
don't think we still need a pedal though.
Diamond. I don't think we do.
I don't think we still need a pedal though.
Nope. It's the last card is Daze. So Daze,
Or Island.
Oracle, Diamond, Brainstorm, Edge.
Oh, you're doing it without ideas in mind?
Correct. So the idea is to brainstorm. Edge draws us in floating a blue, draws us into Brainstorm. Brainstorm draws us into Daze Oracle Petal. We put back 2 cards, or sorry, Daze Oracle Diamond. Play Diamond. Do the thing. I feel like this is going to put these cards in the wrong order, and it won't let me do it any other way.
Yeah, I'm worried about the Wasteland on the sea also. Like I said, they get 3 draws to find a Wasteland. Yeah, I'm worried about the Wasteland on the sea also. Can you turn the Daze into just another Petal?
Sure.
Can you turn the Daze into just another Petal?
Alright. Oh, that's right. Let's me do the thing here. Okay. So I want Oracle on bottom then.
Yeah.
And then Diamond, Petal, Brainstorm, Edge. And then we massacre them.
Actually, that might flip that stupid thing and save us another life if that's relevant. Actually, that might flip.
Yeah, that's also a thing that can matter.
Which, with having 2 damage on it, or will the 2 damage come off of it when it flips, before it flips?
When do you
I
transform?
guess we'll find out. Stay tuned.
If player casts at least 2 spells, it becomes day next turn. So it doesn't flip until next turn.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay.
But that's still a thing. Okay. So 2/2. Sure. 2/2. Sorry, Jimmy, I missed that. Yes. Yeah, I figured out now that I needed to just say yes and then order my cards. And also, yeah, them wasting the sea is bad, and I think that's why we have this Petal as a plan. Them wasting the sea is bad, and I think that's why we're going to have this Petal. Good call, everybody. Good call. There's the Wasteland.
You do it? Yeah.
Hold on.
Always. You do it? Yeah.
We have to force this.
Yeah, just force it.
We're literally obligated. Our pile doesn't win with that in play.
Yeah, just force it.
We're literally obligated.
That's what you get for playing no blue.
Is this where you green suns in for Collector Roof and I get fucking sad? Because that's what it feels like is going on here.
Did they is Collector Roof 2 mana? Yeah.
Yep. God, we're so dead.
Is Collector Roof 2 mana? Yeah. Boy.
Yup. Yeah, those top 3 cards were spectacular. So we're very dead.
Ancestral Visions is good in green decks.
We are very, very dead.
Ancestral Visions is good.
Yikes. Yeah, Jeremy, exactly. Isn't that what Sylvan Library always reads? Pay 8 life, win target game? Yes.
Does it target? I didn't think that Sylvan Library targeted game. I just think it selected all games in play.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, all games in play. All right.
Boy, we might need to do another Doomsday stream where we're good at it.
I mean, I think the point tonight was for us to not be good at it and get more practice and talk about it, right? Like, that's why we do this?
Yeah, I mean, both of these games felt like like this is what Doomsday almost preys on, are some of the non-interactive on the stack decks. Like, not saying that they don't have legs, it's just...
See, I think that that's not the case, though. I think that Doomsday anymore now preys on, like, control decks, right? That's why we're a Force of Will plus Daze plus Pact of Negation plus Duress plus Thoughtseize deck. Like, whereas once upon a time when you were a Tendrils deck, like, Control was one of your worst matchups. Because you just had to do so many things. that like any one like you needed a density of cards to do your thing and like the right amount of interaction at any one point from them just shuts you off completely. Now you're just like, I need to do very little things. Most of the things you can't interact with, a la Street Wraith, Edge of Autumn, what have you. So now it's more, all I need to do is stop you from stopping me from casting Thassa's Oracle. Whereas these like kind of on the ground aggressive decks now have a little more game because they can just pressure your life total. And that cards like Deafening Silence have made a big deal. Because like we had to force that Deafening Silence. We couldn't win through it, and that allowed our opponent to just resolve Green Suns for oof.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, could we have built a pile that played around that nonsense?
So that's difficult because they also played the Wasteland. So
I
we would have had
know. So
we
they're
would have
either
had to.
wasting this
Our
off of that,
pile would
or
have had to contain what? A basic land.
which was already no.
Yeah.
We
So
didn't have.
basic island, and they would have to make the same line of play. I mean, I suppose they didn't know that our pile didn't contain basic island. So if we let them do that, and then we float blue. So the problem is there that we can't cast the Brainstorm, and that's where that becomes an issue. Is that we can't beat. Our pile needed. We could. There was no way we could Ideas Unbound, right?
Yeah.
So we needed to cast Brainstorm, and we couldn't Brainstorm and Oracle. It just came down to mana, I think. We didn't really have enough mana not quickly enough. Wow. 343 in the queue. That's kind of slow for legacy queues. Meanwhile, Jeremy here in chat going, back in my day in the vintage queues, sometimes you'd wait 35 minutes. So, yeah, I mean, but to your point earlier, Greg, I think that a big part, like, why you do this, right, is to kind of test it and feel it out. Like, so we talked about through that pile that we could not get a second Street Wraith in that pile.
Yeah.
But had we had second Edge of Autumn, that does a whole lot of stuff.
It does, and gotta get that card. It's definitely showing up a lot in this. I've only really seen a couple of times where people have used the double Edge of Autumn, but twice it's come up already in 2 games, 2 matches.
All right, so hear me out. I want to keep this, and I just want Misty to fetch Basic Island and cast Ponder.
I'm not adverse to that. It slows us down a little bit.
So they're on the play.
Or you can just go and get more, because we could really stretch their ability to wasteland us and just go after all of our underground seas right here, because they're not going to draw 4 fucking wasteland.
I mean, alternatively, yeah, I mean, I guess we could.
I would say do that just in case we happen to draw a Doomsday.
Oh, uh-oh. This is Oops All Spells.
Or draw stuff.
This is Oops All Spells. Uh-oh. That's not good, friends.
Well, do we get a turn?
We're going to find out, because I'm going to dress him instead.
Yep.
I'm going to take your pact. Hey, Greg, we figured out we don't have to play around Wasteland.
Yep, just get them.
Wild Cantor beats. Let's go. Gross. All right.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. It must be creatures.
Gross. Did you
Or
really
land.
just draw another They drew another spirit guide. Yikes. Alright, show me your deck. So the rest of the hand was Pact, Balustrade Spy, single Spirit Guide. So the only thing we could take with that duress was Pact. Yikes. And they just naturally drew Memory's Journey, 1 Pact of Negation main, 2 Pact of Negation, 3, 4 Pact of Negation, 1 Thought Seize, 2 Thought Seize, 3 Thought Seize. Gross. Yikes. Alright, cool. I'm gonna concede now that I've seen their deck.
Do they win here? I assume they win here.
Oh, they 100% win here. They dread return their Thassa's Oracle and win the game.
Oh, okay.
Yikes. Okay. So I think like these Force of Negations
Just
seem
forces
good.
And duresses.
I don't even know that we want Duress. We could bring in Blast to fight more counter wars because they're gonna play like their pacts are gonna be so good. I kind of want to cut our Duresses.
I do not know what is in this deck.
So
No,
you're basically rituals, spirit guides, wild cantor, stuff that puts your deck into your graveyard for Narcomoeba, a Dread Return, a Thassa's Oracle. Huh. 2 more cards to cut. I think our Pact of Negation sucks.
I can't imagine what they're going to be doing when we're going off.
Shave a personal tutor, I guess? So we bring in 4 Force of Negation, we cut 2 Duress, personal tutor, Pact of Negation.
Did you want to bring in those Pyroblasts?
Maybe, but I don't know that we have room.
I mean, do you want to get rid of the Thought Seizes?
I suppose. So the thing I see
Maybe
is
a pedal?
Thought
Do we need
Seize
to
will
get rid of
take
the
their...
pedal, or are we going fast?
We're trying to go fast, but Thought Seize takes their enablers, right? Thought Seize
Well, then
takes
do we
the
need the
Balustrade Spy.
diamond? We probably don't need the diamond because we can just build like mega street wraith piles.
Diamond. What do we want then though? Blast?
Maybe if we don't use the diamond, we don't need the Ideas Unbound. Seems like that's something I've seen that Kai streamer do.
And then what? Do we try to bring in the third one by cutting like a personal tutor? Or...
Sure.
So we have 1 personal tutor left.
Do they? What are they running for blue to?
Pact of Negation. Pact of Negation, Thassa's Oracle, Narcomoeba. We can blast a Narcomoeba while the other ones are still trying to come back, I guess. But it, like, all of that's pretty medium.
Yeah. Maybe we only need just the 2 Pyroblast.
Well, we made room for 3. Well, this is very close. I'm gonna keep it.
I would keep it.
So we play out this pedal, right? So that it doesn't get discarded?
Do they play discard?
Oh, yeah. Like, multiple Cabal Therapies and Thought Seizes.
Okay, then yeah, just sit on the play it and sit on the brainstorm to hide
my thought
anything.
process was to preordain.
And then daze them. Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, just Delta, fetch Underground Sea, cast Preordain, start looking for Doomsday.
Let's just go find Doomsday.
Yeah, I definitely think we run this. Like, this seems... We're way too close to victory. Alright. Delta, pedal... Fetch, get Underground. Cast Preordain.
We do have to keep in mind that we might need that volcanic island then, since we brought in the pyro blast. Do we want that force? I mean, that's a lot of.
Yeah, I kind of want the force because again they play Pact.
Yeah, that's just a lot of interaction on their all-in combo deck.
The thing is, they're not as all-in as they once were. You got a pedal. Dark Ritual, sure.
Are they just going to make a shitload of goblins? Can they do that? Do they
no,
do that?
This isn't Belcher, so they're just gonna try to kill us here. Brainstorm. Alright, Force of Will.
What does that land do that they have?
It's a land that starts as a spell, and that's why they play it, is because the Balustrade Spy and Undercity Informer check your deck for
I gotcha.
lands. Hey, look, we did it!
What did we do? Hey, we did it.
Dark Ritual. Is this one fine?
Can we sculpt a hand with Brainstorm that allows us to have a all-in pile right now?
That's what I'm looking at. So we have the pedal for Brainstorm.
So we don't need the days anymore because they're already immune to it. So if we Brainstorm into
Oracle,
Lion's Eye Diamond. Oh no, we got rid of
Edge of Autumn, Street Wraith.
If we had the Lion's Eye Diamond, I think we could do it.
Thinking. Oracle, Wraith, Edge. There's 4. Yeah, we need a turn.
Well, put a Force of Will in your hand then.
Force.
That we can Brainstorm into. But if we do that, we won't have the
mana source, yeah. Just take C. So Edge, Wraith, Force, C, Oracle. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Alright. I also think we have time.
Do you want to put C on top then? Because we can use it.
We can. So we can put Oracle on bottom, Wraith, Edge, Force, C. So we Brainstorm off this pedal. I mean, we can just wait too, right? They have 2 cards in hand. The likelihood they combo is
with Force Will in the top 3.
Yeah, Force Will is in the top 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're super safe here. Brainstorm. Wraith gets us Edge. Edge gets us Daze. Yeah, we can just keep waiting.
Did you put Daze on top?
It's underneath Edge of Autumn.
Oh, okay. So even if they do something, we could get into it.
Yeah. Pat gets you Cantor, sure. Cantor is in. Black, Ritual. I literally can't let this resolve because if the last card in the hand is Spirit Guide, we just lose. Well, no, I mean... Yeah. Cycle Edge.
Could just daze. Well,
Yeah, we
could
can
just daze them and sandbag the force of will.
Yeah, that's the plan. Spirit Guide. Okay, so this is in play, but they have nothing, so we just win.
I believe you. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. So this, so Undercity Informer is one of the 2 cards that flips their deck. Undercity Informer
Oh,
takes
yeah,
1
they do
tech
die
off.
to pact also. We can just pass and not care.
I mean, you're right, or we can just kill them.
What is Mimir?
I mean, fair. Inside loading. So I'm kind of back on taking these blasts out.
At
and
least
getting
shading.
back
Maybe.
our diamond.
Yeah.
Ideas Unbound.
You want to just leave one in? I mean, I don't.
Sure. Like, it's probably better than the personal tutor, if we're being honest. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they died to pact, right? Like, all of this is true.
They died to Thassa's Oracle.
Correct. They did indeed die to Oracle instead. We did not have to cast our spells.
We chose to.
That's okay. Look at all of this goodness. I'm gonna cast this personal tutor and just grab a Doomsday.
Yeah, for sure.
Underground Sea, personal tutor. This one.
You might as well just tell them that they're dead.
I mean, that's kind of the game plan, right? We have
Just-
double force, double blue card, plus.
Like in the chat, just tell them you're dead.
Oh, no.
Mercy scoop.
Ooh, buddy. Okay. Alright. Doomsday.
Alright.
So, we have a Street Wraith in hand. Edge of Autumn. Lion's Eye Diamond.
Can we Street Wraith into a petal and then brainstorm with that petal into stuff that allows us to win immediately?
It's kind of what I'm looking at. Well, we don't have a pedal in hand though.
No, but you can Street Wraith into the petal and
Sure.
then brainstorm off the petal and draw
Oracle.
Ideas Unbound,
I don't think we want Ideas Unbound.
LED, and another petal.
What if we just grab
And then a draw
a
spell.
pile like this, right?
Or Street Wraith
What if
or
our
not.
pile is Lion's Eye Diamond, Oracle, Street Wraith,
Yeah,
Edge.
we don't need ideas.
Nope.
That was a bad idea. We just need Lion's Eye Diamond.
So, Oracle on the bottom.
I think
then
it's just a
Diamond.
Thassa cycle sandwich. Or no. Don't we gotta get into we gotta have the diamond up. Well, the brainstorm's gonna
Yeah, the brainstorm's going to show us 3 of these cards.
The petal's gotta be on top, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, alright. So Thassa, stuff, petal.
So we, like Edge, Street Wraith on bottom? Then Oracle,
No.
Edge, Petal.
I think it's Oracle on bottom, and then
Well, so hold on, right? We're going to cast this, we're going to cycle the Street Wraith, it's going to draw us this Petal. And then Brainstorm is only going to show us 3 of these cards.
Yep.
So we need to, one of those needs
So
to be
we
on the
keep,
bottom. It doesn't matter. We need to have Lion's Eye Diamond.
So just put the street wraith on bottom.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then Oracle, Diamond, Edge, Petal. Cycle Street Wraith. Petal.
And we got Force of Will Ponder if they Endurance Pitch Green Spell. I don't know what else.
What? Put back. Force of Negation. Oh, okay. They're just done. They're done dealing with us. I understand.
Yay!
There's our win, Greg. We got one. Everybody, thank you for coming out so far. We're 1-2, but it seems to be that's how these go right now, right?
That's more, I think, a factor of us than getting
right.
They were tired of your pile stacking.
Mason, the answer is Lion's Eye Diamond.
Yeah, I was tired of it. I almost.
JP, you have a good night. Travis, welcome. Yeah, they were indeed tired of our pile stacking nonsense. Yeah, so Mason, the game plan there would have been Lion's Eye Diamond in order to cast Thassa's Oracle. Wait, that doesn't work. What am I doing? Yikes. Nice. Well, opponent didn't know that they weren't dead. Alright, we won the die roll. You're right. I
think the pile was right. I just think it was in the wrong order then.
Accurate. This is probably fine.
I think, yeah, Thassa has to be last. We just have to cycle into her.
So, what? Underground Sea Thoughtseize? See what's up?
Sure.
Correct, Travis. That is how LED works. What are you? Yikes. I'm gonna take this exploration. Like that's scary, but all of this is scary. This is lands.
Yeah, goody.
Wasteland, you coward. Just do it. Fire it off. Don't even think about it. Deal. Their Wasteland is gone.
We really...
Yeah. Draw Thassa's Oracle. Hell yeah. Alright, cool. I mean, what? Like, use this... Do we use this tutor to get Doomsday now? Just thin the deck by doing so? I feel like that's correct.
Might as well. They're not interacting with our hand, right?
Correct. Doomsday. Cat's out of the bag.
I mean...
I feel like what are they going to do? Like, bog us here? Like, they... So the thing is, they have a depths combo in hand. It all just exists. What is... Do I care about that? What are you going to get with this map that I'm supposed to care about? Port? That takes a long time. Do I care about this at all?
I don't think we care about it.
So I'm like... They could get something like Rashad Port, right? And that's kind of spooky. I definitely don't want this Thassa's Oracle in my hand. I'm not upset about having that Doomsday in hand. So do we brainstorm now and try to do the thing? Yeah, Travis, me playing all these black cards is a little strange, but I've also played a reasonable amount of Doomsday, but not this particular configuration. So do we brainstorm right now trying to cast this Doomsday, Greg? That's the question.
I mean, we might as well. I mean, we need to sculpt a better hand without this Thassa's Oracle in it.
Yeah, like, we know this Oracle's going back. What, keep Personal Tutor as our pitch card?
Yeah. Do we care about a pitch card against this deck, though? I mean, a lot of their stuff is non-interactive. Do we just put it away? Well...
Yeah, I guess, like, what are we afraid of, right? Like I guess we just put away the Personal Tutor. Sure. You talked me into it. This is Diamond. Hey, nice Tabernacle. Do we brainstorm end step here? That's the next question.
No, I think we want to dig deeper. We need to find this dark ritual. We want to shuffle all that turd.
Correct. Are we getting swamp or are we getting underground sea?
I think at this point we're already dedicated to having a basic mana base to at least play Magic with. So I would do the swamp, but
Sure. You talked me into it. So we brainstorm or preordain here. We don't have a guaranteed shuffle.
I say preordain.
So,
Brainstorm is definitely more powerful if we have a
hey, there's ritual.
sweet.
Doomsday.
So just do it. Fuck them.
We don't have a way to draw into our pile.
Yeah, but they're not going to kill us this turn, are they?
They're gonna make a dabs. Wraith, Oracle. We need another blue source. So what? Petal?
They're not going to make a Titan or a Merit Leash.
Petal. Does that look good? I mean, they can make a Merit Lage this turn. They have the depths in hand. But what?
But
Petal?
not right now. Not
Correct.
in your end step.
Correct. As far as we can tell, that is factual. So what? Petal, Wraith, Oracle, and just turbo it?
So we draw Petal. No. So we draw Petal, Brainstorm into.
No, so the game plan here would be to draw Wraith into Wraith, then Brainstorm, draw Petal, Oracle, put back Personal Tutor, Force of Will, and then just cast the Oracle.
But then they have the Punishing Fire, right?
What does that matter? It only does 2 damage.
Oh, it's a 1/3. Hello. Sweet. Do it.
Hooray. Alright. Oracle, Petal, nope. Petal, Wraith. Alright. Cycle Street Wraith. Brainstorm. Tutor. Force of Will. Yay! Okay. So much of our interaction feels so bad.
Yeah, I do play Doomsday, and it's hard.
So we need to be able to beat a
the reps.
2020. That's for sure, right? So do we bring in Consign to Oblivion as failsafe for Merit Lage?
Yeah, so we can bounce it.
Yep.
And, I mean, it feels like the dazes are junk.
I think that's a reasonable call. What else are we bringing? Force of Negation?
Are we forcing stuff on them, or do we want to duress stuff out of their hand? I don't know. This one...
they're probably playing Endurance. And we want to beat that.
So put in the Pact and Negation.
Pact? Okay. And then what? Take 2 forces or 2 duresses or... Do we... they could have Pyroblast, so we could play Cavern to beat Pyroblast, but that seems kind of weird and questionable.
Yeah, I don't see them playing Pyroblast on us.
Lands used to. Well, we need 2 more cards. Is it bring back 2 dazes, 2 duresses, or 2 force negations?
I would bring back... Boy.
Like, I think duress sucks. Because the cards that we're really worried about called in
the Shelldock Emrakul pile is also a part of beating endurance.
Yeah, but it feels like trash against lands.
It feels trash against lands.
I tell you what, I think I'm going to bring in these 4 force negations and cut these 2 duresses.
Unless we play it that turn.
I bought the 4 force negations, cut all the duresses.
Alright. They play Chalice, right?
They can.
They gotta play
They
Chalice.
don't always. This feels good, right?
Yes.
I kind of want to just, like, Misty
get
Ponder.
An island?
Yeah, Misty Island Ponder. Oh. Yikes. We lost that last one. I totally missed that.
What?
I mathed wrong, and we drew from an empty deck. Yikes.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we lost that last game.
I thought they scooped.
Yeah, I did too, and then I just looked at the history, and we drew from an empty library. Because apparently I did the math wrong, and our brainstorm drew into 2 cards, not 3.
Oh.
Yikes.
So that...
Awesome. I'm going to shuffle this. This looks bad. Okay. Well, that was ridiculous. I totally thought we won that, and we lost. I'm bad at math sometimes. It's okay. Gross. I don't want you to have this exploration, though.
Yeah, you can. This is if there's anything to force. This is I mean, in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, like that exploration is just so scary because of the presence of things like Rashadenport and Wasteland and Delta. Go. It also makes this whole process has made getting this island so much worse. Stage, sure. Alright. There's another Delta. We have a Force of Will online.
I actually like drawing all of these fetch lands right now. I really don't mind that.
I'm not upset about it, because it lets us... Oh, yikes. Saga, sure. That's terrifying. Do we cycle Street Wraith now? Or do we just draw a card?
I think we just draw.
Pact of Negation, you say? Well, I found our pitch card for
because we have Lion's Eye Diamond, we could start our pile off by playing it and then wraithing it of our first card and cracking LED.
Sure.
So we actually have a way to start off with a Ideas Unbound pile if we could just find a land.
Right.
So do that. Find a land.
I mean, that would be
Pact
great.
Negation would be good to fight endurance when we start doing all that nonsense.
Well, we just have Force too, right?
We do now, yes, but...
yeah, you can Punishing Fire me. That's all fine. And this is where they start making creatures that we have to worry about. Oh, good. We need to kill. They just have the 2020 online. Yikes. What do you think? Do we just, like, double fetch here?
Yep.
Try to...
Well, no. No, because I think we want to draw land.
Fair. That's not a land. Cycle the Street Wraith?
Can we personal tutor, put a consignment on top, and then cycle Street Wraith into it and bounce their shit?
Sure, we have to fetch first.
Do we? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I guess go ahead.
Take the swamp, I guess. Cast personal tutor.
I mean, if they read what the card
Consign
does, they'll know not
Oblivion.
to. They'll know not to make a thing.
It's also just kind of a weird card, so. So this is the problem, though, right? Is that they just start doing this instead.
Oh, I know, but it's what, a 1/1?
And then they make another one, and they're both 2/2s.
Yeah, I know.
And then they get from their deck probably Mox Diamond, if I had to venture a guess.
True.
Yep. They didn't make another one. Weird. And they also didn't copy their Saga, which is strange.
I think they're just setting up to be able to make a thing.
Do we want to cycle now, or do we want to wait until our turn? We know what we're drawing.
As of right now, they're not killing us, so I think we're just drawing. Because we still need to find a land so that we can just
Yeah, so we can cast Doomsday and
race
kill.
into
Yeah,
Lion's
yeah.
Eye Diamond and go off. Like, I think we win if we just get a land, and as long as that consignment is now keeping them off of it.
Sure. Sorry, Travis, I'm just catching up here. We can't what?
Anything. Win.
I mean, probably.
Ever. It is something that we want to watch, them being able to get that punishing fire back in their hand and
Oh, come on.
burning us.
Do we cast another
Fucking personal tutors, Jesus. Can it just go get us a ponder, for fuck's sake?
It can. Or Edge, or Preordain. Probably Preordain, right?
Ponder sees 4 cards.
I suppose, but we also are priced into taking the last one. Yeah, you can absolutely, with the trigger on the stack, you activate. And then the other thing that they could have done and chose not to do, which is mind-blowing, is you can have Thespian Stage. Yeah, that's fine. You get a 20/20. You can have Thespian Stage. Become a copy of.
Might as well let them go into their attack step.
Yeah, I agree. You can have Thespian Stage. Stage copy becomes, and then then stage targets something else at a later point, and it still retains the abilities. You can put that back in your hand. Ah. Reading Blasted. Yup.
Are we really?
I told you.
Yep.
This is not new. Yep. Yeah, Travis, it's pretty great. So, because Saga says that it gains the abilities.
So that's why they went into making the Merit Lages, because they had drawn or found a blast.
They had the blast for the bounce spell. Oh, I mean,
So this ponder needs to find a dark ritual, preferably.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Because we still kind of need the land open. Come on, ponder. Use the island.
What is... Oh, they're going to make another 20/20 here. Yikes.
Yeah, this needs to be dark ritual. They can't... No, don't they need 2 mana to make it 20/20?
They had 2 floating.
Oh, they did?
Yep, they floated 2 and then rotated.
Alright, so whatever. Ponder needs to basically find it. They're just telling us that
Well, we already
They're
knew,
gonna,
right? Like,
yeah, we're dead if we don't find.
hold on. How does this work?
So we keep the pedal.
Cast Doomsday.
Cast Doomsday, Street Wraith into Lion's Eye
Yeah,
Diamond, but
crack
then it
LED,
doesn't do
make
anything.
blue, blue, blue.
Yeah, blue, 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 which draws us.
Edge
So
of
okay, yeah.
Autumn into Brainstorm. Well, hold
Well, we
on.
need a. I think it's an Ideas Unbound pile that draws Lotus Petal. Yeah, just who cares about this stuff? Keep the Lotus Petal. Put that back. Keep the Lotus Petal.
No,
We'll figure out
this.
the pile while we're figuring out the pile and the pile on
Sure.
the back.
Black. 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 Doomsday. We know we need
Black mana matters.
Oracle, Edge of Autumn.
It's. I think we're using Ideas Unbound
Okay.
because we'll basically net one blue. Ideas Unbound will draw us 3 cards, and as long as one of them is
Lotus Petal.
Lotus Petal and Thassa's Oracle or Cyclers, we're fine.
Wraith. Okay. So the
So
pile
do
then
we
is
do we
Edge
hedge
of
against
Autumn,
put
Edge of
a-
Autumn, Ideas Unbound, Lotus Petal, Street Wraith, Thassa's Oracle?
maybe we don't need one of the Cyclers, and we can put a Pact of Negation in case they have pitch,
Endurance. Well,
or they only got
have
one card,
named. Correct.
so we don't care about that.
Yep.
Yeah, just jam it.
Okay. Oracle on bottom. We need... I guess Wraith, Petal, Ideas, Edge, Lion's Eye Diamond.
Have you ever Lion's Eye Diamond on this format before?
Cycle, blue, blue, blue. Yes. Answer is yes.
Okay.
Cycle, crack, Ideas, Petal.
Eat it.
Cool.
My 1-3 beats your 2020.
Correct. 1-3 did indeed beat 20.
Boy, we should be going into the next match and not the third game.
I agree. We just missed, like, both of us totally didn't count the number of cards correctly.
No, not at all.
Um,
Feels like we finally earned a win, though.
I mean, we were very close. We were at 1 life.
That was an actual game.
I think we just run this back as is, right? Like, there's nothing we really want to see. Yeah. I think we just want to run it back.
Jim Garfield will be proud.
Jim Garfield? Wow. This hand does a whole lot of nothing. Wraith, Thought Seize, Underground Sea, Delta, Brainstorm?
Or does it do everything? That Brainstorm could unlock a lot of shit.
Are you telling me we keep it, Greg?
I mean, there's nothing else. It seems like we can do better. You just never know. But the Brainstorm could be anything.
Sure.
It
I mean,
could
we
be a
could
boat.
just keep this, play Delta on 1 and pass, and pray. Like, this is all doable. What are you thinking?
I love Brainstorm, and it fixes everything.
Okay, you got it.
So, but for some reason my brain tells me not to keep it, but my heart says keep it.
Well, your heart got what it wanted, Greg. We kept it. That's fucking gross. Our opponent cast Thorn of Amethyst. Sure. Well, we drew Doomsday.
Should we? Oh, really?
We drew Doomsday.
You want to thought seize them?
Can't. They have a Thorn in play.
Oh.
What are we getting? Island? No.
Jesus, guys. Holy crap. They can just do things now, can't they?
Well, they're gonna Pithing Needle. But what are they gonna need? They're gonna Needle Street Wraith. Yikes.
Does it stop cycling?
It sure does.
Does it really?
Yep. Yep. That's gross.
Oh, man.
Oh, buddy.
Dude,
I'm
think
just gonna
you
play this other
Thoughtseize
Underground
him.
Sea and pass. I guess we could Thoughtseize?
Yeah, just Thoughtseize him and see how bad it is.
Everything for black. How good is your hand? Oof. Oh no, that's so bad.
Make him cast Life of the Loam.
Well, I mean, they're gonna cast it, get back a wasteland us, then start dredging loam. This is also so very bad. Wait, they can't actually cast loam. Dark Depths doesn't make mana.
True that. Thorn of Amethyst, I'm going to assume then is a
It's Thalia.
global.
Yep, it is indeed. It's Thalia.
I think we need to brainstorm and get rid of these street wraiths.
You're going to, but
probably
I'm not.
at end of turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it end of their turn. Now they're gonna loam. No, they're not
I
gonna
can't
loam.
believe that shuts off cycling. That throws me so hard.
It is an activated ability, Greg.
No kidding.
Wraith. Grab. Swamp. Okay.
I mean, at this point, don't we just get another? We've got land for days.
I agree with you, but we also need to think about what can fetch what.
I mean, do we Ideas Unbound and just draw 3 cards?
No, because you have to discard 3 cards at your end step.
I know, but we could discard a land and a personal tutor.
Well, we're
And
gonna
a
need the
fourth
land to beat
negation.
this Thorn of Amethyst.
Oh yeah, that's true. So maybe get preordaining.
Do we preordain or we just put the Doomsday on the stack?
Can we?
Oh,
We
hold
can't because of Thorn.
I have a land drop, but I just realized they're just gonna make
Oh.
a 20/20 at us.
So do we personal tutor? No.
I mean, we're basically dead, right? But we could show strength and just like pass with all of our mana open. And pray that they take the bluff. I guess. Yeah, we're gonna.
You guys play the land and fetch with it.
We don't even need to fetch. We just pass.
Then do we have to cast Ideas Unbound to hopefully draw consignment in a Lotus Petal? Oh no, because Lotus Petal costs 1.
Correct. We literally just have to bluff that we've got it.
I hate them.
Yikes. Well, all right. 1 and 4, or 1 and 3. Oh.
Hopefully this lead didn't cost any money.
I mean, it might have, but I also might have been willing to throw that money down the drain, so. Sometimes you have to be willing to set $10 in fire, Greg. For science.
I have been, I do that.
So again, thank you for everybody for coming out and watching this beautiful, beautiful disaster.
Man, that feels like we already knew that we threw away the first 2 games because we didn't play very good. That one definitely feels like we threw away because we didn't play very good.
I mean, probably.
Specifically in game 1 when we built our pile substandard.
Yeah, I mean, so the deal that was there there was an extra cycle that there shouldn't have been. We should have just brainstormed and done the thing. The cycle should have came afterwards. But, such is life.
honestly, out of all of these games, all I want to do is see a Delver deck so that we can. That's the deck to test against.
All right. So, do we keep this, knowing that we can preordain and Thoughtseize off of basic lands?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
We're 1-4.
We're 1-3. This is the
Oh,
fifth
one. Well, something to look forward to.
All right. So here's our opponent. Underground Sea. This might be the mirror, Greg. This might be exactly what we signed up for.
This might be the mirror. Just packed a negation them on turn 1. Fuck it.
Dark Ritual, sure. Doomsday.
Just shut down the Doomsday. I mean, unless they have their own fight in their hand, I would just shut
Cycle
down the
Street
Doomsday.
Wraith. Okay. Hold on. Now I'm gonna Thoughtseize them. That's where we're at, Greg. I'm just going to Thoughtseize them.
And you can just go get Underground Sea.
Oh, absolutely.
I am actually excited for this match. I'm not excited about the buffering right now, whatever's going on. What's going on?
What do you mean? Brainstorm is more powerful, we're taking it. So opponent's hand remaining is Misty Rainforest, Ponder, Volcanic Island. They've cast the Ponder up front. So opponent is also on the red
So they have just lands in their hand?
What's that? What'd you ask, Greg?
Did they only have one card in hand then? Is it just lands in their hand at this point?
Correct.
I couldn't see it.
Yeah, sorry. Yep, their hand remaining while Ponder's on the stack was Misty Rainforest and Volcanic Island. They have one card we don't know.
Oh, okay.
They played the Misty. So we know their hand is Volk plus 2 unknowns. Alright. Misty Rainforest. Brainstorm, I guess?
Unless it's a Dark Ritual Doomsday.
Well, like...
We can just start digging.
Personal tutor, right? So I can junk this Ponder, junk a Flooded Strand.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Fetch with Misty. Get Underground. Cast Personal Tutor. Get Doomsday. Say go.
We have personal tutored for a Doomsday a lot in this league.
Sure.
And there was the one match or the one game where we drew like all 3 personal tutors and we hated all of them.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm
that's
really
the
on the
thing is,
fence
like-
with that card right now. I've seen people go down as far as 2 on that card and as many as 4. 4 seems too much.
I would agree with that statement. Oh,
And
Dark
then 2
Ritual.
still seems too little.
They just had it. Nice. 2 cards left in hand. Are we just dead?
Oh, you fuckers.
Well, so
Did they ponder into the perfect... They had to have.
They did not shuffle.
They
It had to have been a pretty good Ponder for sure. Like
They had to, because they didn't have either of those 2 cards. So one of them they had to draw, and then draw the next one on the run. That's a hell of a Ponder.
Yeah, that Ponder apparently was gas. But
So we need to preordain into the same amount of gas, and because I don't think that they win right now.
I agree that I don't think they win right one
Unless their one other card is a cycler, I don't think they win. They have to pass.
So we have Dark Ritual into Doomsday, a land floating. How do we build this pile so that we win on the spot through whatever their garbage is? Or do we build a hand that just tries to beat them?
We can preordain into something in our pile.
Consider, hey. They're probably going to mill the top card of their deck, draw a new card. Yep, they mill deep analysis.
I have started seeing a list run one consider.
Yo, deep analysis.
Because I have seen that card also.
Flashback deep analysis with their Lion's Eye Diamond.
Yep, I have seen that. That seems pretty hotness.
Gas.
I saw a list of that just the other day.
So is this has to be Oracle. Or, nope, Cycle Edge of Autumn, Cycle Street Wraith. Nope, just Cycle Edge of Autumn.
What is it, 3 life, though, that they gotta pay? It just seems...
Petal. Yeah, but I mean, it's... Yeah.
It's good against a situation like this, if their life total had been under pressure at all.
Pyroblast in. Pact of Negation can go...
Well, congratulations on your ponder, sir.
That was gas. I want Pyroblast. I think Thoughtseize has to go. I think Personal Tutor sucks.
You want to just bring in 2 Duress for Pyroblast?
And then we cut Pact Negation, 2 Personal Tutor, 2 Thoughtseize. We could cut a 3rd Personal Tutor and bring in a Force Negation.
I don't think we need the Force Negation.
Alright.
I think that is enough.
Yeah.
Yep, so definitely got to find a deep analysis for the deck. I think that is between with the printing of Consider.
I'm going to keep this and duress them on 1. We also have just like a whole fistful of interaction.
Have Daze, yep.
I have Daze, Ponder, Duress, Force of Will, Lotus Petal, Doomsday, like... I think we're just going to duress them on 1. See, this is where, like, I liked the versions of the deck that had a creature-based threat that was like a juke, because then we could just board that in. Let's see, duress you. And then, like, this Doomsday wouldn't matter because we could just fish towards... gonna take the Duress, or the Doomsday. They brought in their Cavern, which is something we didn't think about. We were probably supposed to bring in our Cavern.
I didn't even think about Cavern.
Yep. Okay.
Or they just had a list with a stock Cavern.
You're gonna Duress me. I'm gonna lose my Doomsday.
Boy, this suddenly feels like a terrible ass hand now.
It's fine. We have a Ponder.
Unless you daze them, daze them.
Why would I daze them?
Fuck them.
No, I'd rather keep our interaction.
Our Doomsday is better than that daze.
I would rather keep our interaction for the whole exchange that's about to go down. Oh god, I kind of want all of this.
But at the same time, I kind of don't want any of it. We need to find our Doomsday. It's kind of a race.
It's not a race.
I think I would shuffle.
Cavern only casts their Oracle, right? And we have plenty of ways to fight as long as we keep Force Blue card. So I think I want Brainstorm here.
But we're not advancing our strategy for 3 turns.
That's not true at all. We're gonna draw this Force of Will. I stacked that wrong. Oh, I shuffled. That's why. I'm bad at this. Okay. Well. Nice. Nice. Yeah.
Did you accidentally shuffle?
I accidentally shuffled. That was very good. So my plan there was to draw the Force of Will, have Daze plus Force, and then draw Brainstorm to clean up the hand. You indeed have put a Cavern on Wraith. Nice.
Is he really? No.
Yeah. Cavern of Souls is on Wraith. We just drew our Thassa's Oracle, so that's kind of cool.
He probably saw the same stream or YouTube video I did and is trying to mega brain you. Don't let him.
No, I mean that's a strategy that people employ is just like.
It's not a common one.
It's reasonably common at this point because the thing is, your opponent is so worried and so built to beat the
He needs a lot more mana to do that, though. That's a lot of mana.
I mean, Dark Ritual helps.
Your Street Wraiths are 5. Dark Ritual helps. I've dazed the shit out of a Dark Ritual right now.
Oh, 100%. This Oracle can go back.
I don't think you shuffled. Oh, you did shuffle.
I did.
What the hell? This. Ooh, Pyroblast looks sexy.
I agree. This Pyroblast is very, very, very good.
Just like my tractor.
Ooh. Immediately cycles a Street Wraith. You got it. Alright. So we know the Cavern's gone. They have Packed, Daze, 3 Unknowns. Do we just blast this Ponder?
No, I think the blast stays in our hand to fight.
Alright.
Over things. And I don't even think we need to go get an Underground Sea yet. Just leave a pedal up for a blast. Right now, they're not resolving anything that's relevant.
So, I mean, we're going to fetch anyway because we want these cards off the top of our deck.
What is on the... Do we know what's on our top?
I just brainstormed, yes. It is another land and the Thassa's Oracle.
Do we want the land? No, we don't want the land. Screw that. We don't want anything. We want a Doomsday. Draw a Doomsday.
I'm going to grab Underground Sea. I don't want to... Wow, drew another land anyway. Let's go.
Well, we could play Street Wraith.
We sure can.
And beat the shit out of them if we could draw something.
We have everything right now. We could Force of Will, Daze, and Pyroblast if we wanted to expend our entire hand. Gross. Absolutely gross. Our opponent is basically not resolving anything at all. Come on. Thought sees me. But... Alright, Greg, do we counter it?
I mean, maybe daze it. You could even cast the daze.
I planned on doing just that. I will trade my one bad card for your one bad card. Are they just actually going to try to resolve it here? That's spooky. Yikes. Okay. Do we blow this Dark Ritual to Force of Will?
Yeah, we don't need the Dark Ritual.
Yeah, we do. Our 2 lands are tapped because of Daze.
Get it.
We cast Daze, Greg.
No, I'm saying we don't need the Dark Ritual to cast our own Doomsday.
Oh, sure. So I do have to get Volk here.
Is that... Do they have a Daze in their hand?
They do.
Yeah, get the Volk.
They do have it.
No big... It's fine. We'll I don't think we want to resolve Doomsday still. We should have just free cast days, though.
Oh, for sure. Are they going to force? Oh, okay. I was going to say, friend, that seems questionable. I know you have a daze. I will not pay one for days. We also now know that they have Force of Will in their hand.
This Pyroblast is going to do nothing in our hand then.
That's not true because they're going to get Oracle, right? Well, I guess they have Pact, so we just need to beat Pact plus the Oracle.
Oh, that's right, because they got a Cavern of Souls.
But the Cavern is on Wraith.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, like the Oracle is counterable.
Unless they're running 2.
Which is possible. I've seen lists playing like 2 and 3. They could feasibly have second Cavern. We might very well lose this because we hard cast days instead of free casting it.
I know.
Our opponent is going to take a few minutes here to decide how they want to try to kill us with this Doomsday. While they think about it, I'm going to enjoy this glass of wine. Who knows? Might make a sandwich too. We might be here a minute.
Maybe they're on the Team Swish strategy to make your opponent scoop because of your pile decisions.
I mean, seems great. Greg, I don't like our odds here. I'm just gonna throw that out there. They have 5 cards to our 1, and they're putting their Doomsday is resolving. So I feel like
I know
we're more likely to
with all of the stuff that we had, it felt like we should have been doing better than that. And it starts with hard casting the days.
I mean, maybe it start like.
I think you play.
There's an.
I think you play
argument
this
that we
game
were-
differently if you.
There's an argument that we were supposed to duress away one of the pieces of counter magic instead.
But they had a Doomsday in their hand, right?
They did. But if we duress away one of the
Yeah.
pieces of counter magic and then fight over the Doomsday instead.
But it could have been years until they drew another Doomsday, and their counter magic just becomes worse as.
I mean, their counter magic still becomes very good because it fights our Doomsday, and it protects the one that they draw eventually. Also, this Doomsday art is still fantastic.
My favorite one is the Demon,
That's
which
weird.
is the Moto version only. I
see-
really, really wish that was paper art because that would be mine. But I do like the classic. I do like the classic art.
Yeah, like it's pretty good. I mean, maybe we win to clock here because our opponent forgets how Doomsday works. That they eventually have to construct a pile.
We won game 1, right?
Yes?
Yeah.
This is game 3. We won one of them. That's what matters.
Oh, this is game 3?
I think so, right? I don't know anymore, man.
Does it say somewhere?
It does not.
How does Moto work?
Poorly is the answer to your question. Oh, they figured it out.
I only remember you getting into the sideboard the one time
Man,
because
I've
we
been up
decided
since
that we forgot to board in Cavern Souls.
yeah. I've been up
Go
since
through
like
the
5
history.
o'clock this morning.
Look at the history.
At this point, I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. I don't know which way is up. So, all right. There's whatever they've constructed, it's a pass the turn pile. Do we cast this brainstorm or do we hold it?
I would definitely cast it. I don't think it's. Yeah, just cast it. We don't know what is going on our top. We need to know. Knowledge is power.
I mean, but is it any better to do it now than on their turn?
And if you draw land, we could make our land drop.
But do we want a land or do we want something that fights whatever they've built?
We could draw into more counter magic then.
But we can also do that on
Daze. Daze seems really strong against them right now.
We can also just daze on the... Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass. I don't think there's any reason to cast this brainstorm right now. Like...
Word.
I don't think that it benefits us at all. Like, what we're really looking for is counter magic and... You got a Street Wraith? Sure. Petal. Yup. Real talk, do we blast this or wait for the Oracle?
Honestly, I would wait for the Oracle because
Okay.
They've played their land drop, so there's not another cavern coming.
Not this turn. Here's Petal. Here's Petal. So this plays around Daze. Hold on. Let's try to big brain them. I'm going to cast this brainstorm. What do you do about it? Sick. That's
What
fine.
do we get? They're going to pact it?
They pacted it.
I think that's fine because that could be...
That was my point.
That could be what they were looking to...
Force blue card. Oh, they had double Oracle. Their list had double Oracle. Interesting. Okay.
So they did have They did have a force.
Yep, they had force blue.
So they built a pile based on us having two pieces.
They sure did. They won the match. Well, Greg.
That was the match.
That was the match, and we are 1-4. So that is the
Maybe
end
we
of
play
our.
that better if
The end of our league.
if we don't go down the turd hole the first two games. Maybe we play that a little bit more serious.
Well, I mean, so we definitely made some decisions that were questionable. I think there is. So, like, I called it at the beginning of this stream that I was really
They had
worried.
the consign deep analysis win. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I called it at the beginning of this league. The matchup I was really worried about was the mirror, and like we got savaged, right? Like that wasn't close. Like they bullied us. Game 1 was 3 minutes.
I think they had a better deck because of the more updated consign or consider tech.
I think that helps.
But outside of that, I don't think it was that bad.
They had double Oracle, which I think is definitely worth noting. So like, they were able.
I don't think it is. I don't really like the double Oracle. I do see it in some lists, but
I don't hate it, especially if you're like again with all of the endurances running around. Double Oracle just beats that, right? If you build a pile that contains double Oracle, and they're just like, okay, get you, and then you're just like, okay,
yeah,
a couple of turns.
It puts all your graveyard back into your deck.
Yeah, but you don't have that much graveyard left. Doomsday
You got
exiles
6
everything
turns worth of graveyard left.
ish, right? So, but that's the thing, right? Is it's like how much of that is just like do nothing cyclers and nonsense. So, I think that
But
like
yeah, but they also have an endurance in play sometimes, or
oh for sure, but you
some
also still
other
have a
form of
1/3
pressure.
that just blocks the endurance. And then if you're just like, okay, cycle a couple more, do another thing, that can just win you the game. Well, all
Even
right,
in that
everybody.
pile, though, they didn't need the second Oracle to win.
I mean, no, it was their pitch card for Force, but I think that it's a definitely a deck building choice that I kind of like personally. So, I guess to go over it again real quick, everyone. Close this. This was the deck we played tonight. This is Greg's Exact 75. So, some of the notable talking points. Single Edge of Autumn. Single Thassa's Oracle.
That needs to go to 2.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely think that it needs... Ooh, Moto, calm down. Single Thassa's Oracle, single Edge of Autumn, 3 Personal Tutor, 2/2 main deck split between Duress and Thoughtseize, 2 more Duress in the sideboard, 1 Volcanic Island for 3 sideboard Pyroblasts, a Massacre in the sideboard, 1 Packed main, 1 Packed side, 3 Petal main, a Lion's Eye Diamond. So like I think some of the big things here, definitely want a second Edge of Autumn. That card feels absurd every time I've played Doomsday. Basically, since Thassa's Oracle got printed, Edge of Autumn feels absolutely obscene, and I want more copies. I'm starting to like the idea of another Oracle, mostly because Endurance is so good, and sometimes you can just beat an Endurance with a second Oracle.
But the Endurance, going back to Endurance, the Endurance is beaten by Pact and Negation, and it's beaten by Emrakul's Shelldock Isle.
So the thing... Okay.
Those snow decks that are running that's what that is for, and you don't need the second
the snow
Thassa.
decks,
You're not
sure,
winning that way.
But the thing is that, like, there are other decks also playing Endurance that Shelldock Isle is not safe against, right? So you're talking things like Maverick, Green-White Elvish Reclaimer, the Depth style deck. Like, there are decks that are going to play Wasteland and Endurance. And in that situation, like, we ran into... What did we run into? Yeah.
But I don't think
Maverick.
you need a second Thassa
like,
or to get.
We ran into like some sort of like
deck
Maverick style list tonight, right? And they, like, we couldn't play the Shelldock Isle plan when we suspected they had Endurance, just because they also had Wasteland.
But you play more Pact and Negation, and the Thassa's Oracle wouldn't have been relevant against the Maverick deck anyway. They're not interacting like that.
No, you're right. You're right. I guess I don't love Pact in this deck as a whole. I think that you have enough other ways to bully stuff. I would almost rather see Pact as like another Thoughtseize.
The Pact has been pretty relevant because of Endurance.
Sure.
And it also helped fight the Mirror when going into your and against Delver when you're doing the go off pile, the Pact is relevant.
Fair enough. So, I don't know.
But there were 2 Pact and Negation in the sideboard, but you just don't need that many.
Sure.
You need 1 main deck and then 1.
This still feels questionable to me too. Like, once upon a time, I think Massacre was very, very good in this deck because you needed to cast so many spells, and like a card like Thalia was crippling. Now, I think it's less relevant. Like, honestly,
it's not nearly as important as it was.
I think that if I was going to see that as anything, I think I would have rather seen that as Meltdown. Just like a way to remove things like Thorn of Amethyst or Chalice the Void or what have you.
The Force of Negations are the tech to fight Chalice, and I guess it could be the same tech to fight the Thorns.
Sure. I'm saying that if we're playing a thing that answers permanence right now, it's not hate bears out of white decks that I'm worried about, it's usually artifacts.
I've always liked a braid also.
That's
because
reasonable.
It does
I think a braid's totally fine. I think that you could also just play like a different sideboard juke too. Whereas like some people played Mentor, some people have played like I even seen people like playing Baleful Strixes. Like that's usually main, but like Strix is kind of great in this deck because it cantrips, it helps you get into the pile, and it's just like a thing that can attack for damage, a thing that can block.
Yeah.
Grizzlebrand, whatever. So.
And that is nice, but we are starting to run into what do you cut for all these things, because it used to be Edge of Autumn, 2 Street Wraith, and that's it. But now it's up to 6 Cyclers.
Sure. I think one of the things you could cut is a personal tutor.
That would be one. I still like the 3, but I think going down to 2, if there was something to cut, personal tutor, like for the Edge of Autumn. Second Edge of Autumn, see ya on the personal tutor. There that goes.
So, and I also think
the discard is the next thing.
Like, for example, what is going on right now? Let's go to MTG Goldfish and see. Legacy.
I'm most concerned with getting the Consider and the what was that other card? The flashback card.
You're talking Deep Analysis.
Deep Analysis.
So, yeah, looks like the Shelldock Isle plan is in about half of lists right now.
What did it show on the Massacre?
42%, so less than half. Second Oracle in less than half of decks in the sideboard.
Yeah, I need to get a red Elemental Blast in there for Meddling Mage type things. Surgical.
That's less common these days
small,
than it used to be.
Small itty bitty hedges.
But like, so here we are, right? 2.1 copies of Personal Tutor.
But you also see there's no basic lands in there either.
And that was another thing I was going to talk about was the basics. So you're like 3 to 4 copies of Underground Sea, a copy of Volcanic Island, and then just a whole smattering of fetches.
Yeah, they're just running fetch lands for days.
So, and
not card days, but for days.
Right. So I think that's super reasonable. I think that cutting a personal tutor, cutting the basics, I think all that seems fine. I think that.
But the basics just have to turn into lands.
They turn into fetches. But
they turn into fetches. That's not really getting us room for the Consider and the Deep Analysis, which doesn't even show up on this list that you're looking at.
Yeah, I was about to look at more. So this is a challenge list from 4 days ago. This is.
They're also on 14 lands. That is something of note, as I opt for a 15th land because
the new list is on this
Mulligan.
Yep. So this is the 15th place list from the challenge 4 days ago. And this is on 16 lands, only 3 Street Wraith.
And that might be right, because how many times are you building a pile with 4 Street Wraith?
Almost never. They're also only on 1 Edge of Autumn, but they are playing the Deep Analysis. They're on 2 Consider, 1 Preordain, 2 Personal Tutor. They're on a full 4 Lotus Petal. So there's 0 red splash here, right?
None they also have the Cavern in the main deck.
Cavern main, because that is your Volcanic Island, right? This is also
they don't
on
have Volcanic Island in there.
You're also on Snow-Covered Island. You are on island but not swamp, which is interesting to me. So there's, what was it? No Pact main. They're both in the side. You also have Chain of Vapor, 2 Flusterstorm, 2 Defense Grid.
I do like Flusterstorm. I definitely don't mind. Well, isn't Chain of Vapor an instant, though?
It is.
Yeah, the Consignment, even though it's 2 mana, is a sorcery, which is relevant for the Personal Tutor.
But if you're
the few
cutting,
times that
if you're
matters.
cutting a personal tutor, right, then you're more relying on cantrips to find it than you are tutor.
You are.
So
I
Chain of
don't mind
Vapor,
the
2
defense
plus
grid
from
either, but
Grid. I like Grid a lot. Because Grid makes all your opponent's free counter magic. So like in that mirror, like if we had Grid to come in instead of Pyroblast, like wow, does that whole thing change? Because if we try to go off, right, we're not so worried about protecting our stuff. If we try to go off, like that seems great. Second Oracle in the sideboard, 4 Force of Negation, a Wipe Away, which I really like.
Read that. Bring that up. Yep. I don't know what that does.
It's a 1 blue instant with split second. Return target permanent to its owner's hand.
Why? Why when you have Chain of Vapor?
It's on that and Chain of Vapor. They're on both.
It just seems like
this gets around Chalice and is also uncounterable.
It does get around Chalice, but I don't think in Chalice decks we're bouncing Chalice. We want to force a negation the Chalice.
I mean, I think that sometimes you have to bounce it because sometimes it's just going to show up and you don't have the force in hand. You're going to have to deal with it.
I would rather open up the sideboard card and just keep the one consignment.
Sure. And then they also have two Leyline of the Void in the sideboard, which
I used to have 4. It's whatever. If it really depends on what you think your meta looks like with Leyline of the Void, I think.
So then, this is a list from the Saturday Discord tournament. 4 Wraith, 4 Petal, 2 Edge of Autumn, the Deep Analysis, 2 Personal Tutor, 1 Consider, on the
and
Red
they're also
Splash.
on 14 land.
Yep,
a 14. Tundra. What the hell is white in this deck?
Teferi Time Raveler.
Is he in there? Okay,
better
there
defense. Better defense grid. That's a card I really like in this deck, is Teferi. That card is absurd, and when you just get to jam your stuff with Reckless Abandon and your opponent can't do anything about it, like this also stops Endurance, right? Like
it does.
It just
it does, but you already have plans against all that without screwing up your mana base with a Tundra.
I mean, how bad is it though, right? You're like, you don't play the so you cut your 2 basic lands. You get a Tundra, and then the other one becomes a Lotus Petal. That all seems fine to me. Like,
I just like being a little bit more streamlined. We've already got the plans for what Teferi is going to stop. I like the defense grids.
Here's the thing with Teferi, right? Teferi doesn't only stop their counter magic. It doesn't only stop their endurance. It also deals with the Chalice, right? It deals with Chalice. It deals with things like Thorn of Amethyst or Sphere of Resistance or whatever. Like, all of the things we're worried about, it answers. This is why I was such a huge fan of the Esper list when it first came out, is because of Teferi Time Raveler. I mean, the Mentor sideboard juke is hilarious, but Teferi Time Raveler in Doomsday is obnoxious. It is very, very strong because everything you're worried about, it answers. And now they have to commit resources to dealing with this thing that isn't a core part of your strategy. It's just kind of like a side thing. Plus, it's drawing you cards. Like, it can just randomly start drawing you cards. And if it doesn't draw you cards, then it can cast your Ponders off turn, your Preordains off turn. Thoughtseize them in their draw step, anybody? I'm in. Like, you can Doomsday in their end step. Like, there's all sorts of weird stuff that comes up because of Teferi. So, that's super interesting. They are on the Shelldock Emrakul plan. There is a Massacre here, so that's kind of interesting. There's still... With Teferi and Massacre, this is a really strong hedge against, like, permanent-based hate. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah. And then Neville Shoot is a 5-0 from the second. Deep Analysis, a Consider, 4 Wraith, 4 Petal. Looks like 4 Petal is kind of the norm right now. This list is on a Cavern of Souls main and the Red Splash. They cut a Thought Seize.
I still like that.
I like Cavern main. I like Cavern main a whole lot.
Especially if I plan to cut the basics, the Cavern can come in for one of them and another fetch, and then that opens up one spot in the sideboard, which will immediately become the first defense grid.
Yep. So, speaking of my favorite White Splash, sideboard, 1 Tundra, 2 Mentor, 2 Teferi. And this is actually kind of neat. The reason I think I like the Mentor sideboard juke so much is because it is a complete divergence from your main plan that still works well with your main plan. Because you want to be casting all these, like, discard spells and personal tutors and ponders and whatever, right? And, like, if you have a Mentor in play while this is going on, your opponent now has to deal with an army of monks and the imminent threat of a Doomsday. Like, this is such a strong plan. Wow. This is quite a sideboard. I just noticed their sideboard is 2 Teferi, 2 Mentor, 4 Force of Negation, 3 Red Blast effects, a 2nd Oracle, the 3rd Duress, Tundra, 2nd Pact of Negation. Like, they're just... Here's extra win condition, 2 extra win conditions, Teferi to answer a bunch of permanent-based hate. Like, that actually seems kind of strong, and I don't hate that at all.
It's got to be for Delver, because that seems to be right now the only matchup that is not beyond 50%.
So I don't know, like, if you... Again, if we go back here and we look at it, right? Like, Doomsday is only showing as, like, 3.7% of the metagame. So you're seeing a lot more Delver, Death and Taxes, Lands has seen a resurgence, the Bant deck, like, there's a lot of other stuff now that's going on, and Doomsday's...
Why? It shows that there's the Snow Miracles and regular Miracles. I mean...
the presence of Ice Fang Coatl is usually the answer to your question.
Still, but Endurance is going to be in both.
It sure
both
is.
of those seem to play out the same way for Doomsday, and I'm looking at that as that 8% of the meta is Endurance slow control,
Sure.
which is just a percentage under Delver. So those are the two things that we got to have our biggest hedges against is Delver, Endurance-based control decks.
Well, so, and again, the beauty of the
Death and
Teferi
Taxes,
plan
apparently,
is you were just talking about this 8% versus snow control, right? Or slow, like, endurance control decks.
You know,
Teferi's good there. And then Lands shows up and says, I want to put Sphere of Resistance and Thorn of Amethyst into play. Teferi's good there. This Knight of the Reliquary deck, which I'm guessing is Green-White Reclaimer, it sure is. Hey, look, we can play Endurance. Or we can make a 2020, or, like... Teferi is also actually just, like, sneaky good here. It beats a lot of what they have going on. Like this Collector Reef out of the sideboard. These Endurances.
Against Lands, though, I'm not a big fan of that, with the Teferi plan, because you're only got the 1 Tundra. You're going to play it, or fetch forth the turn that you're playing Teferi.
Petal also casts Teferi, Greg.
I know, it does.
So Petal casting Teferi
there's
kind of a big
for
deal.
more when you're going fast.
And so, like...
That Teferi's going to get Punishing Fired into oblivion the minute you bounce something.
They're going to play it, like, once. And that's fine. And you're going to plus it, and then you're going to ponder on their turn or do whatever. But, like, 4 Sphere of Resistance, 2 Rebs. Teferi is an answer to all this. 2 Chokes. Teferi is an answer to this. Endurance. Teferi is an answer to this. Pithing Needle. Teferi is an answer to this. Like... This is why.
But so are the Force of Negations.
It doesn't answer these Endurances.
No,
That's
but
the
the
pact.
Negation does.
Yeah, but again, that's what I'm saying, right? Is you're talking about 2 separate cards that you have to
But
somehow...
you only need to worry about endurance when you're in your pile and you put a pact negation in your pile and that's solved. You just need one.
Sure, or you can put a Teferi in play at any point in the game, and then you can ignore all of these things. That's the beauty of it. That's
I
why...
don't think you ignore it very long. I would rather ignore it while I'm in my pile.
I mean, sure, you can ignore it while you kill them, or you can ignore it while you have to cantrip a couple of times to finish off what you need. That's, again, I like the versatility of it. And that's probably me speaking from playing way too much Miracles and what have you. But, like, I value
I'll give that
versatility.
it's versatile for sure, but
I value
think this
versatility
deck-
very highly. Like, a lot of this stuff, it seems like a very narrow plan. Like, you bring in Blasts for exactly this thing, and Massacre for exactly this thing, and Pact of Negation for exactly Endurance. Like, I like universal answers. I like things that go, okay, if my opponent could be on any number of these things, I'm going to board in these 5 cards and these 5 cards out.
That's the beauty of the force negations is the
Yep.
the versatility of that card answers all of that stuff without having to dilute our mana base too much.
So, and I'm kind of wondering myself, like, these Duresses main, I'm wondering if it's, like, I understand why it's Duress for the nature of saving the life total before we go into a Doomsday, but for the sake of the things we're worried about, I wonder if it's just supposed to be Thoughtseize. I wonder if we want to see Thoughtseize.
I agree
more
with that too, because like I said before we started, that I like having more discard because I would rather fight the stack before it goes on the stack. But to get a consider and a deep analysis in, the next cut
Personal
is
tutor.
the discard suite.
Well, I mean, step 1 is
Personal tutor's coming out for a force negate or for an edge, or we could just swap a Street Wraith for an Edge of Autumn. Take out the 2 Duresses for consider deep analysis,
Remove.
personal tutor for, or just take out 1 personal tutor and a duress for, just do it. Let's do it.
So there's another Edge of Autumn. We cut a personal tutor. What else do we want now?
Maybe just get rid of the Street Wraith. I know a lot of decks are playing 4, but it seems like a lot.
Sure. So I guess what else is it we're looking for, though? That's the question.
Consider deep analysis, I think, is hot.
You don't want to show me things I have 0 quantity of. Okay.
Do we not have a consider in this?
We don't currently have a consider in here, so I have to set my collection. Deep analysis. So I did see them going down in Preordain, too. So we could shave a Preordain. I guess, do we want to shave a Preordain or a Street Wraith?
I would shave a Street Wraith. I like digging, and blue counts for force and the forces.
Sure. We also said that we want a Cavern main, right?
Yeah, take out the island in the swamp and add a fetch land. Probably another Misty.
Sure. Yikes.
Or cut a, just add another, or Flooded Strand. I think it's.
So another Cavern. Another Flooded Strand. We gotta make one more cut here. We're also missing 4th Petal.
Because we've got Duress. Oh yeah, 4th Petal. I do like 4th Petal.
Okay, so we want 4th Lotus Petal. So 4th Lotus Petal in. We need to make 2 cuts.
Duress?
Both of them?
At least one.
So one's down. One more cut.
How many lands are we on? 14? That seems wrong. Didn't my deck have 15? We're down a land.
Did the Flooded Strand not come in? The Flooded Strand did not come in.
It did not. So I think we got to cut a
Strand is
petal.
in. One, two.
It's still not bringing in that Flooded Strand. There it is.
It's there. Okay. Everything's there. 61 cards. We got to make another cut.
I guess I would still go back down to 3 Lotus Petal because I like discard. Having 1 Duress just still seems good.
So, take our 4th petal back out. So that puts us... The changes are +1 Flooded Strand, plus Consider, plus Deep Analysis, +1 Edge of Autumn, minus
Autumn.
1 Personal Tutor, minus 1 Duress, minus Basic Island, Basic Swamp, minus 1 Street Race. Does that look like about where you want to be?
Yes. Let's look at the board.
So right now we're 4 Force of Negation, a Pact of Negation, 2 Duress, a Massacre, 3 Pyroblast, 2nd Cavern of Souls, Consign to Oblivion, Shelduck Isle, Emrakul the Aeon Storm.
So what if we got rid of Massacre, Cavern, and added 2 Defense Grid?
Cavern. Do we need 2 Defense Grid and 2nd Pact of Negation?
I don't know.
Because, like, my first thought is that we could cut the Pact of Negation, and then we could keep the Cavern, maybe?
Do we need a deck with 2 Cavern in it, though?
I mean, that was something we saw pretty regular.
I think Cavern just goes in the pile, and it becomes part of your pile. And
Sure, but you also have to consider that, like, it's feasible you draw one at some point. So, like, having us access to a second one is reasonable. Plus, Cavern is something that can't be countered, whereas your opponent can counter the defense grid. I don't know. It's possible that this is overkill. I'm still not, like... Consign to Oblivion versus something like Chain of Vapor or something to that effect. I'm not sure about. 2 more Duresses. What's that?
You know what might be better is to go through the top 5 decks in the format, including the mirror, or plus the mirror, and just look at what we don't want, not what we do want.
Sure.
That way we can look at our deck and be like, okay, Delver, we have 5 cuts.
That's fair. I'll tell you what.
Death and Tax got 5 cuts, 3
Greg,
cuts, whatever.
I think we should call it here for the night, but I think that maybe we pick up this kind of retech at another time and do another stream with the list that we come up with. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. It's been a stellar 2.5 hours and an absolutely incredible 1-4. So thank you so much for watching. Greg, thank you for hanging out tonight. Thank you for letting me pick apart your list, and we had an awesome time getting absolutely smashed.
It is a fun deck to play, and it's definitely out there. Definitely more on Moto than it is in paper, but for those going to the Legacy out in the Upkeep games, I would love to see how many Doomsday decks you see out there in paper.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. If anybody out who's still watching us is headed to the 1K at the Upkeep games out in Howell, Michigan, let us know. How many Doomsday decks do you see in the room? And Red Splash, no Red Splash, multiple Edge of Autumn, multiple Oracle. Definitely curious as to what you have to say.
I just don't think it's a big paper deck because of the Underground Sea and Personal Tutor expense.
That's fair.
It's an expensive ass deck.
Yeah, I mean, but that being said, like, I think Legacy players are often willing to commit their resources anymore. They know that the reserve list kind of is here whether we like it or not, and a lot of people are just willing to kind of buckle down and do it, unfortunately. But again,
it's just you're not going to run into this thing as much as you would on Moto.
Sure.
And I'll put that in the Discord chat too. That I'd like to hear that because I'm not sure how many people we got left.
That's fair. All right,
that was fun.
Thank you so much, Greg. Thanks again, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers, everybody.
See you guys.